Good morning, boys and girls. How are you today? Do you recognize me? Do I look familiar? My mask is covering up part of my face. If I take my mask off, do you recognize me now? I hope so. It's Miss Patty. You know, I'm talking to you today from my office at school. I have to wear my mask all the time now, and sometimes it's hard for me to recognize other people. Sometimes they might quickly pull down their mask and then I'll say, "Oh, yes, hi, how are you?" Because that's one of the ways that we recognize people. It's by looking at their faces. Well, today in our Bible story, we hear about the disciples meeting in a room together, wondering what they should do now that Jesus has been risen from the dead. They're feeling worried and nervous, and they're unsure what to do. When Jesus first comes to them, though, they don't recognize him right away. Maybe looking just at his face doesn't really click with them at first. So do you know what Jesus does? He shows them his hands and his feet, because his hands and his feet show the scars of his story, his resurrection story, the Easter story. And then the disciples realize, yes, it's Jesus. I recognize you. It took seeing his hands and his feet for them to realize that that story was true. Your hands and feet tell a story too. For example, when I write and color, especially with markers, my hands get covered with marker. That tells other people the story that I was coloring. Or maybe in the summertime when you wear flip-flops a lot or run around maybe with no shoes, maybe your feet get a little dirty, or maybe they get blisters on them because you're just outside, or calluses. Those calluses and blisters and dirty feet tell a story about you and what you do in the summertime. Here's something interesting, though, to think about. Sometimes our hands and our feet can tell Jesus' story. Not about dying and raising from the dead, but about what our hands and feet can do to show Jesus' love and care for others. Maybe you'll use your hands and your feet to help somebody. Maybe you'll use your hands and your feet to collect food for people and share. Maybe you'll use your hands and your feet to, give somebody a high five or a fist bump to brighten their day, or walk to somebody's house to leave a little good, like a good cheer, little sign, like a flower or a little gift, something to cheer up someone's day. Our hands and feet can show others the story of Jesus, that story of Jesus' love for all of us. So it may not be a scar telling the story, but it will be what we do with our hands and our feet telling the story. I hope you'll do that and consider that. Will you say a prayer with me? Dear Jesus, thank you for your love and for your scars. Help us to use our hands and feet to show people we know your love. Amen.